Hello and welcome to Two A Day on the Packer Link Up. Today is Monday, August 4th, and the day after family night. And this is the 5 o'clock Two A Day. We are now going to be playing Two A Day 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock for you Central Time. So be sure and tune in, and we're glad to see you today. A lot went on at family night. Of course, there was some big news. Brett Favre came into town, so we are, and has been reinstated. He is now on the team. So we are officially forced to talk about him again. But for right now, we want to focus on Ryan Grant. Ryan Grant recently signed his new contract and was interviewed after family night. And he said he's happy about his contract. He said he's happy to be back. Grant said he had been working out 2-a-days, even 3-a-days, in parallel with the Packer team. He had kept their schedule and had been working out with trainers to make sure that he was still in shape. So that's good to hear. Grant also said, when asked about the escalators on his contract, he said he was happy with that. He was okay with it. He said, I'm happy to work for what I'm paid. And so that's good for the team. It's good for him, and it's good for Packer fans. Go Grant. Let's see you rack up 1,500 yards this year. You know, it's good to see a guy like this that, according to his contract and according to what we've seen of him, has the work ethic to go ahead and be a star running back in the league, but he's very soft-spoken. In fact, it was hard to get a read on him. For a while there, I almost thought he was a little down in the mouth at his interview, but I think he's just a soft-spoken guy. He's not going to be out there saying he's going to get 1,500 yards or, 1,000 yards rushing and another how many hundred yards in the catching passes out of the backfield. But I think his play is going to speak for itself. I think that the offensive line is going to be better this year. They look good on family night. In the running game in particular, of course, there are some exceptions to that, but I think they're going to do well. And I think with Brandon behind him to spell him every once in a while, or Morency, both seem to be doing well. I think our running game is in real good shape right now. And personally, I'm very glad Ryan Grant is back for the sake of Aaron Rodgers or whomever ends up being the starting quarterback. It's going to be a good thing regardless. Mike McCarthy was asked about the family night performance of Aaron Rodgers, and he said he thought Rodgers had did a solid job, and there were some places where the productivity wasn't there, but McCarthy wasn't ready to load that blame on Rodgers. He said it may have been the receivers. It's probably a combination. As always, he said that it's never as good as it looks, and it's never as never as bad as it looks either. So he, of course, deferred and said he was going to have to see the tape. But it's interesting to see McCarthy because it really didn't seem like Rodgers was super sharp in the evening. In fact, Brian Brown probably had more completions. Aaron Rodgers, I believe, went 8 for 20 and had a pick in the end zone. So it's kind of a good spin, but we will see plenty more of Aaron Rodgers. So I think that performance on family night is a rainy night. It just wasn't up to par. It wasn't even up to par with what he did last season. So I think he will take a step forward. Couple roster moves for the Packers. One is with Ryan Grant signed, someone had to go, so long snapper Thomas Gafford was waived. Also then, with Brett reinstated, the Packers had to find a spot for him on the roster. And so they put Condrew Allen on injured reserve because Allen had injured his knee. So everything worked out well that way. No one had to, well, I guess it's as easy as it could have been with someone needing to go on IR. So the roster is back to its 80-man limit, and we're ready to move forward. My rant for the day goes back to McCarthy's statement about Aaron Rodgers being solid. I don't want to harp on it, but 8 for 20 and a pick in the end zone was just not good. It just was not a good performance. I thought Rodgers' footwork looked bad. I thought he wasn't necessarily passing behind the receivers. In fact, he had one pass to Donald Driver that was really fit in a tight window. Thought was a great pass, but for the most part, it just seemed like he was releasing the ball a little too late. Like he was not leading the receiver enough and getting to where the receiver was going to be. A lot of the defensive backfield looked great. Now, I'm not sure whether that was 100% to do with how great our defensive backfield are. Pat Lee had a bunch of knockdowns, and Was it that the defensive backfield is that great, or was it because some of these passes were just a second behind where they needed to be? So I'm going to give Rodgers a pass for now. We'll see plenty more of him in the preseason, I'm sure. I know he's capable of a much better performance than he had at family night, but come on, McCarthy. You've always talked like you're a straight-up guy. Be straight up. It was not good. So anyway, with that said, we will move on to Packer Link Up Spotlight. We do want to highlight again, two-a-days now at 5 and 10, so make sure and tune in. Also in the near future, hopefully within this week, we are looking to stream live the two-a-day program, so you can catch it as it happens, or catch it archived later on, whenever it's convenient for you. So we will keep you up on top of that, pardon me, and of that development, and get on it as fast as we can so we can live stream two-a-day for you. The future of two-a-day, we will work, and I am looking at doing two-a-day all the way through the preseason up until the season starts, and then from there we'll see where we go. Probably a little bit less quantity of shows, but right now there's so much going on. We want to keep you on top of who's doing well, who looks like their job is in jeopardy, what is shaking out in the team as we go through the preseason. There's more than just games that happen in the preseason. These practices keep coming. Players are vying for positions. Jordy Nelson is looking for a spot. Is he going to be the fifth receiver? Is he going to, where is he going to end up? Didn't have a super showing, but the coaches are real high on this guy, but say he needs a lot of work. So there's just too much going on to knock out two-a-day before the preseason is over. So we will look forward to bringing it to you twice a day, 5 and 10, from now till the end of preseason. So until next time, go Pack.